field, we're getting deep in the zone. Giving that CCC, classic Cowboys content. Angry Cowboys fan is who you with. Angry Cowboys fan. Getting that CCC, classic Cowboys content. Angry Cowboys fan is who you with. Angry Cowboys fan.
Cowboys Fan podcast, and it's on.
Get your popcorn ready as we talk about ball. Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, and it's on. And it's on. And it's
on. What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Yo, Sin Spin, stay off my sizzle, bro. You talking about I be building it up. Yo, I do be building it up because one thing that I could do, I could get on here and, I could pop up in front of you like, yo, what's up? All right, hold on. Hold on now. We're going to wait till some people get in here. We're going to wait till some people get in here. All right, hold on. Nah, I ain't going to do that. So, you listen to the theme song. You got the little build up with the Cowboys background and the intro so people can come up in here. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm live in your headphones, if y'all can hear me, please let me know by, dropping me a 1 in the chat or something. Let me know because Restream it be doing me dirty sometimes. But y'all know how I start these lives off. First and foremost, got to say what's up to everybody up in the chat. What's going on with you? Keith David in the building. Keith Davis. See, I always say that. There's Keith David, who was Spawn, and there's Keith Davis, who is an Angry Cowboys fan. And we got LT Ray in the building. Dak owns. he got the little water gun after the... Okay, I see you. Shoot. Sid Spins in the building. Jared Thomas, what's going on with you? Swain in the building. What's going on? What's going on with you? Stocks and talks. Yo, you picking on my sizzle? Is that what you're doing? You picking on my sizzle? My build up? Yeah. Did I miss the people? I missed the people. V, what's going on with you, V? All right, Lee from Facebook. All right, I see you coming from Facebook. A true cowboy in the building. What's going on? What's going on with you? Yo, so first and foremost, y'all know I got the link in the chat. If anybody decides they want to come up and they want to talk Cowboys football, hit the link, but make sure I can see your face because if I can't see your face, I can't bring you on. You know what I'm saying? That is the rule around here. But Cowboys Nation, I know it's preseason. I know it was the last preseason game. Didn't we need that? I mean, just morale wise. We lost back to back preseason games, but just getting that one W going into the regular season, getting a little bit more of a glimpse of what Brian Schottenheimer had to offer as far as the offensive scheme, the defensive. Oh man, we're gonna get into it. I want to hear what y'all got to say as well. You know what I'm saying? I definitely. I definitely want to hear what y'all got to say. All right, something just popped up on my screen. My bad. But yeah, I had to go DJ anniversary, 25th anniversary wedding anniversary, and so I'm coming back here, jumping right on live. So I got to pull up my stuff, pull up what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Montana in the building. What's going on with you? Hey, Danks in the building. What's going on with you? Hey, Ramon in the building. Done jumped in the building. What's going on? What's going on? But like I was saying, we needed that. We needed that win. We needed to see what we seen in that game. We needed to see what we seen from Joe Milton. Honestly, I believe that you seen what you needed to see from Deuce Vaughn. With the limited carries he's had during the preseason. He's had carries, but they were limited. He did his thing. But there's people that's angry. Wake up. Deuce ain't gonna make the team. But I'm gonna tell you, when the 53-man roster come out, I believe like the last day, the cutoff day is August 26th. So that 27th, when that depth chart come out, that 53-man roster comes out and Deuce Vaughn's on it, I'm just gonna sit on here and told you. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. That ain't me. But I am gonna be happy if Deuce Vaughn makes this team. But he has a hell of a road ahead of him, especially with only practicing up to the regular season. You got to the 26th. What you gonna be able to do up to the 26th to really show that you deserve to have a spot? What you put in this preseason, what you put in this offseason is what's gonna be on the resume for them to determine if you made the team. But the thing is like, all right, you got Javonte Williams. He's sitting out. So that's pretty much saying that that's your starting running back, if I'm not mistaken. Him sitting out of preseason, letting everybody else get their carries. I'm thinking that he's the RB1. He's the starting running back. Bovado. Am I the only one that's asking this? I'm just, why? I don't. You really can't judge from the past because his past with the Denver Broncos wasn't all that hot. What has he shown? And I have limited access to, what was going on in training camp as far as the 7-on-7s, the offense on defense, things like that. The scrimmage with the Rams. Did Javonte Williams do his thing for him to solidify this whole RB1 situation? Because I think he got some people that'll give him a run for his money. Because obviously we don't have the bell cow back in Dallas, the one that we truly need. But it's going to be another running back by committee, and who's to really say that Javonte Williams has solidified that? I mean, y'all let me know. Let me pull up this chat real quick. So, if I'm missing something, please let me know, because I just don't see how he got such a lock in so quick. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Let me see. Angry. How has Sports Junkies been? I haven't seen him in a while. Is he doing good? Yeah, he's doing great for himself. He's gonna be back. He's gonna be back doing his thing. But he has multiple YouTube channels that he has to tend to, and he'll be back over with the Cowboys doing the Cowboy situation. Doing the facts over feelings. He's gonna have, obviously the Sports Junkie channel. But he also has his what is it? The Indiana Fever. He has the Indiana Fever YouTube channel, so he's doing that too. So busy man, as well as juggling his day-to-day job. So it's a busy thing. But the season's starting, so this man's gonna be back. Yeah, LT Ray, man. Deuce, what is he? 5'6". He's 5'6". In the land of 6'3", 6'4", individuals. You know, you got some Brevin Spanford, he's like 6'8". But that is also that's a part of that. I was gonna say secret sauce, but that's kind of that's a part of that weaponry that he has. You know, yes, he's a small dude, but I think Deuce Vaughn has one of the better field visions of the running backs that we have in that running back room. Like the field vision, that twitchiness to be able to get out of, to make that first person miss. Deuce Vaughn has that, and I think he has that as far as an edge over the other running backs. I seen Malik Davis come in there. He tried to, give a little shimmy, and dude was not falling for it. He wasn't falling for it at all. And he got tackled for like a gain of 2. But like, that's what makes this whole running back scenario, this whole running back room and shaving to the 53-man roster, what makes it so interesting. And it's going to tell us a lot. The people that they choose, the ones that they choose, are going to tell us a lot, because if you're aiming more toward, like Jadon Blue and Deuce Vaughn, then you're going for speed and finesse. You go for Javonte Williams and a Phil Maffa along with Hunter Lipke. You looking to pound that rock. You know what I'm saying? You looking to hurt that defensive front. So it's going to be real interesting to see what they do as far as the running back as well as the wide receiver rooms, because the wide receiver from 1 to 3 it's pretty much claimed. You can pretty much write 1 through 3 off, but depending on how many wide receivers they bring into the regular season, there's a few more spaces for them. I mean, from 2 to 3 more spaces for them if they want to carry 6 wide receivers during the season. Shoot, that's 3 more spots. So who will those 3 spots go to? You got obviously Lamb, Pickens, Tolbert, Tolbert at wide receiver 3, and then that 4 is going to be. And a lot of people say, well, we don't count Devontae Turpin, but Devontae Turpin's a wide receiver, so you got to count him. So Devontae Turpin would be at that 4, like switching in position for the 3, like until Mingo comes back, and then he's a solidified 4 with Mingo and Tolbert kind of jockeying for position with that wide receiver 3. Then after that, you got, 5 and 6 if you choose to carry 6. Who is going to be that 5, that 5th or 6th spot? Jalen Brooks showed out in this last game against the Falcons. He had a touchdown. But he's also familiar with the scheme, familiar with Brian Schottenheimer's been with the team. He has that over Trayshawn Holden. Trayshawn Holden does have, a sponsor in the building with that wide receiver coach. But other than that, that's really the only stake that Trayshawn Holden has to the Dallas Cowboys. Don't get it twisted. I would love for him to be on the team. I've liked his attitude ever since he came to become a Dallas Cowboy, ever since he hit the star. What he said in that interview, it pretty much had me. I'm like, yep, that's who I want on the team. He said, I'm coming for heads. And it wasn't, the heads of a Philadelphia Eagle or San Francisco 49 or whoever. It was coming for position heads. You know what I'm saying? It was coming to take people's jobs away from them. That is the type of attitude that I like to see on this team. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about Holden was, like, even in the film that I seen from preseason and training camp, he would have an error with the first attempt, like the first pass or the first handoff. Like I remember one time he was going to do a jet sweep, and they handed the ball off. He kind of fumbled the ball, dribbled the ball, picked it back up, and then, went for his yards. The ball hit him in the hands against the Falcons, just like boom. First pass to him, hit him in the hands, dropped it. And you could tell that he was beating himself up. Then he got into his rhythm. I just think he got that dog in him. Like if a DB come up trying to push him, he gonna push back. He gonna put his hands on the DB and and make it do what it do. So that's the type of attitude that I want for the Dallas Cowboys. And I hope that he makes a roster spot. But that means you got to get, you got to let Flournoy go, you know, um, Jalen Cropper, but he's been that continuous, the Dallas Cowboys have just let him go over and over, kind of like a Malik Davis. But hey, Ty Cowboys, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? Thank you for joining me so late. Like I said, I had to DJ. Otherwise, I would have went live earlier. But this is where I gotta get in where I fit in. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get in where I fit in. Let me see what y'all saying. Cowherd is an idiot. yeah. Cowherd is an idiot. Dak Deluge, what's going on with you? Javonte Williams, 2 years from injury behind this line is going to surprise. I hope so. Like I said, I know he's not going to be that bell cow running back. I know he's not going to be Zeke in his prime. That's not what we're really asking for. But what we are asking for is to be a good starter. You know what I'm saying? To be a good starter, to have that change of pace, that two from the 1-2 punch to come in and be able to be successful, just like hopefully Williams can be successful. But that offensive line, you're right, especially that offensive interior, man. And who was what was his name? Johnny Cornelius. He surprised against the Baltimore Ravens, and so did Tyler Booker. But everybody expects him to. But he shined during the Baltimore Ravens game, didn't allow any pressures. And during this game against the Atlanta Falcons, while Joe Milton was in the game as the QB, 0 sacks, 0 pressures. And really, it kind of boils down to the question of, was the Dallas Cowboys playing that good? Or was the Atlanta Falcons playing that bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when Ben DiNucci came in the game and threw it right to the Cowboys. It was like he was playing for us. You know what I'm saying? It was like he unfortunately bleached his jersey in the wash. He threw it right to us. Man. And I remember some people saying, yo, bring Ben DiNucci back. He could be the back. Nope. The Falcons already showed us now. We good. But Will Greer came in there at the end of the game, 4 for 6, 40 yards. Got sacked once and got pressured 9 times. And, that's your, third string. That's the third team going in there and doing what they do. Just pretty much, let's run out the clock. Let's get out of this damn game with a dub. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go ahead and get out of this game with a dub. Joe Milton has showed us what he needs to show us. Let's go ahead and get out of there. And also, Joe Milton, he kind of balled, considering what we're looking for. He kind of balled. I want that Shadur Sanders energy for him, though. You know what I'm saying? I want that Shadur Sanders energy for Joe Milton. Because the first game, Shadur went out and balled. Everybody's like, yeah, you see what I'm saying? You see? Let's give Joe Milton a little bit of that energy as well. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that Joe Milton is Shadur Sanders or Shadur Sanders is Joe Milton. But all I'm saying is that they pretty much had the same game. And Joe Milton's like, hey, good for him. Hey, Jerry with the $2 super chat. Truly appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you rocking with me, man. Rocking with me. That's dude, day one. But he said, Colin again said that Dak can't beat good teams. We ain't played a lick of regular season football. Dak ain't played a lick of football, period, since the injury last year. How the hell does Colin know? Like, how does he know? Like, with the weaponry that the Dallas Cowboys now have, how does Colin Cowherd know? And I can't remember who was talking about it. I think it was in a space with your guy Nick. Somebody was talking about, like, how can these people come out here and say that these teams are going to be this or these teams are going to be that? These teams are going to be great when, just like the Dallas Cowboys, other teams lost their coaches, they lost key pieces to their teams. We really don't know what their team is going to be other than like the nucleus as far as the weaponry. Like, let's say the Philadelphia Eagles, you still got Jalen Hurts, you still You still got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, with the Washington Commanders. Don't really know. They got Michael Gallup now, and they got Deebo Samuels and Terry McLaurin. We don't know. So, like, the Lions lost their defensive and offensive coordinator, and they still got Dan Campbell. Okay, cool. We don't know what they're gonna be. Sam Darnold balled with the Minnesota Vikings, but got shipped over to the Seattle Seahawks. We don't know what JJ McCarthy gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss Matrix, how you doing tonight? How are you doing tonight? Hey, Slim Majors in the building. What's going on with you? But we don't know how they're gonna be. We don't know how the Dallas Cowboys going to be, how Brian Schottenheimer has kept this offense as far as the preseason so vanilla. I think against the Atlanta Falcons was the first glimpse of anything that was not vanilla. He might have threw a little chocolate swirl up in there or something, but I just don't get how a Colin Cowherd can say he can't do this. He can't do it. Like, he's done this in his tenure as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. He has done this. But when the moment calls for it, when the moment is important, like the playoffs, that divisional round, he didn't do it then. And everybody eliminates the regular season when it comes to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott only. Everybody eliminates the regular season. They're like, well, forget what he does in the regular season. He can have 18,000 yards. We don't care. Do it in the playoffs. And to some degree, they're right. But to the degree that they're preaching it now, like the biases that you see, like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I'm always going to stand 10 toes down with Dak Prescott until Dak Prescott tells me or shows me otherwise. You know what I'm saying? When his talent regresses or we get somebody in the building that is just way better than Dak Prescott, it's going to be like, well, it might be time to move on. But right now, it's not that time. Colin Cowherd can eat a whole bag of dangalangs. And that's what it is. But I appreciate you, Jerry. Appreciate you. Okay, Robert said Holden at 5 or 6. You got to beat out people that already got favor with the organization, that got favor with Brian Schottenheimer. You got to beat those people out. And like I said, the wide receiver coach, he can go to Schottenheimer, like, yo, you should really keep Holden, man, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's up to, I would say it's up to Brian Schottenheimer, but everybody know that's some bull. It's up to Jerry. And they didn't pay Trayshawn Holden that much. I mean, I know money is whatever. I ain't pocketing. I ain't trying to be in these guys' pockets, but they didn't pay him much. And that, to some Cowboys content creators, some talking heads out there, that kind of indicates like, bro, I don't know if you're going to make the team. They didn't invest anything in you, But I'm hoping. Here's for hope. Just like Deuce Vaughn, I'm hoping for him. I'm hoping that he makes the roster. Everybody thinks I'm delusional, but he's made the roster the past, 2 times? His rookie season than last year, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, what's his rookie season? It's all jumbling in my head right now. But I think those two are my darlings for the preseason. Holden and Deuce Vaughn. So I'm holding out for Deuce Vaughn. All right, let's see. LT Ray, damn, Angry, it's already week 1. Yeah, week 1 bedtime. We know it. It will be the Super Bowl. Before you know it, it'll be the Super Bowl again. Yeah. Time flies, man. Time flies. And if I haven't learned anything for 2025, it's time flies, and appreciate and cherish the people that you have here with you, because you never know when you'll lose them. You'll never know when they won't be on that other end of that phone call to be able to take your call. So in a time where there's so much division, and there's division everywhere, look to come together with your people. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's Cowboys family, Angry Cowboys fan family, everybody, the cartel, CFO gang, everybody, just come together. You know what I'm saying? We all we got in this mug. But real talk, time flies. Enjoy it. Go into this season. Enjoy this season. Enjoy the football experience. Enjoy football being played. I think one thing that Cowboys fans, and I've done myself, is put way too much heart, way too much stake into just this Dallas Cowboys success. We need a damn Super Bowl. We need a ring. We need a blah. All we let everything else pass us by. The building of the teams. That's why it was so important for me to not fall off during the off season, but to really study the draft and just get really up to date and get knowledgeable about the draft, the off season, the contract situations. Like it's super important. I don't know. I'm just rambling, but it's super important. But anyway, what's going on, Troy? What's going on with you? What's going on with you, man? Y'all gonna hurt Colin Cowherd, man. I haven't seen the Stephen A. Smith interview. I haven't seen it yet. Stephen A. Smith and Jerry Jones. I haven't seen that one yet. I want to watch it. Obviously, I want to watch it to see what the hell Jerry Jones has to say when it comes to, because I heard that he really put David Mulligata out there again. I don't know what this crusade he has against David Mulligata. I don't know if it's against David Mulligata or if it's against all agents. You guys are overcharging us for these damn players, and we're gonna put our foot down. I don't know if it's that, and all these stories that are out in the media, like you hear Jerry Jones, that David Mulligata pretty much told him to stick the contract up his ass. I don't think that was the case though. I think it's like Jerry hearing something along the lines of, well, yo, you had this conversation with my client and I wasn't in the building, so this negotiation between you and my client is void until you come to the negotiating table with me. And yes, of course, Micah can be there, but you coming to negotiate with me. So I can get where Jerry's like, yeah, you pretty much told me to kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? So, but at that point, when David Mulligata told him to kick rocks, in my head, I'm like, all right, he said, let's go to the negotiating table with me present. If everything's copacetic, if everything's on the up and up, the numbers is good, the numbers is right in the contract, I'm like, why not go back to the negotiating table? Why not be there? Why not be like, all right, man, we'll meet tomorrow? Jerry's ego got bruised. And it was like, well, this mother, you know what I'm saying? Like, who he think he is? I'm the one that run this. They want my money. And so now it's kind of like, Eric Cartman, screw you guys, I'm going home. Done folded his arms up and shit. And he took his ball and he went home. And now, even if David Mulligata reaches out, in my head, I don't know if this is true, but if he reaches out, is he gonna take the call? Or is Jerry gonna be like, yo, you are a middleman. Don't call me. If Micah wants this contract, Micah gonna call me. But ain't that dead wrong? Like, real talk. Ain't that wrong? In my head, I think that Micah hired an agent, scratched the name David Mulligata out of there, even though it is very prevalent to the situation, but scratch David Mulligata out. Micah has representation. So why not allow this man who paid for said representation to use his representation in contract negotiations? without getting angry, without getting, you know, like somebody pissed in your Cheerios. I don't get that part. And a lot of people are pretty much like, nah, this ain't Jerry. Jerry doing it right. Jerry doing it right. It's David Mulugeta. He's greedy. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that. Kind of learned my lesson from that damn short. We're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna talk about that too. Your boys. Oh, I said your boy. Your man. I'm still a little ate up about that, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Damn, boy, I feel like an asshole. But anyway, see, true cowboy Joe Milton finally looking decent. That was definitely a takeaway of mine. After I watched the game the second time, I'm like, he didn't, obviously he wasn't Joe Montana. He wasn't out there Patrick Mahomes esque. He wasn't. This game didn't say, "Yep, that's Dak's replacement." Yep, no, nope. This game did not do that. This game for me said, okay, Joe Milton can do it. He can handle it. He can handle it. He can put touch on his passes. He can throw lightly when needed. Like everything doesn't have to be a bullet. Okay, good. He's getting it down. The RPOs, man, they looking fresh. They clicking. Like that RPO he ran in for the touchdown. Like, okay. Oh, and the RPO that involved Princeton Fant as his lead blocker. Woo wee. Princeton Fant plowed that road. And bro got on, he said, get off me. Threw him right down. See, I want to make a video with that, but I ain't trying to have somebody in my comment section. I ain't trying to have a player like, yo, damn, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Fuck it. To me, it's the elephant in the room. To him, to Alijah Clark, he's like, forget this dude, man. It is what it is. But that shit hurt me. I'll keep it a buck. It did. Like to realize, like, oh shoot, I am wrong. Like that's not an 8 on his jersey. That's a 9. And here I went making this comedy video. I sat back and thought about it last night. I could have potentially put that man's future. Like, let's just say, a GM seen that short and was like, yo, bro got ran over. He's really not that physical. I mean, that's not gonna be the end all be all while a man don't get a job, but I ain't trying to make shit that's gonna help him not get a job. So that's where my whole take on it went. That's why I started really, and I told somebody in the comment section, I was like, I'm gonna do a good job of beating myself up over this. Because I really like we 10,000 strong here at the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. I thank you guys very much, but 10,000 strong. But you see the people that's 100,000, 150,000, doing their stuff like that, and it's like you look at your stuff like, okay, I'm a small channel. I'm a small channel. I didn't think that a player would see my content. I keep it a buck. Like starting this channel, I didn't think that a player would comment on my content like, bro, you're wrong. Absolutely wrong. And I was. So that short's no longer on the channel. I took it down. Again, I apologize to Alijah Clark for that lapse in judgment. Don't get it twisted though. Don't get it twisted. I am gonna do those type of videos, but I'm not gonna put no names in it. I'm not gonna put no names in it. I'm just gonna show if you get popped, or if you give a licking. If you put the hit stick on somebody, I'm gonna put you in the video of putting the hit stick on somebody, and they gonna have the Tweety birds around their heads or something. But if you get Tweety bird, I mean, it's just like people, putting those hit sticks on YouTube. That a compilation of hit sticks. I just happened to put finish him in it. but real talk, the one that I I pretty much named somebody that it wasn't. I feel terrible for that, and that won't happen again. Real talk, real talk. Damn. You, Uncle Charles, what's up, man? Uncle Charles is in the building. I miss my see. Every time you come in, I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all. All right, Keith Davis. All right, I got to put that on the end of it because I ain't trying to call you David again. We need to stay healthy. That's been a real problem lately. Absolutely. And one player that everybody is seeing tracking in the right direction, Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs might be ready to go at the season opener. And that is way ahead of the timeline that the Dallas Cowboys had for him. How does that make that training facility look? How does that make that training staff look when this man went off campus and got his rehabilitation and he is set to come back earlier than what you projected? What does that say? That says that D plus and that C minus. Yep. There's a reason why you got those grades. And I get it. I understand it. You know, from Trayvon Diggs situation, I understand it. Like, if you guys allow me to test free agency and somebody else picks me up, the Dallas Cowboys ain't gonna be my end all be all. I'm gonna be somewhere else, which means I gotta put my health at the forefront of this. Not loyalty to a team or anything like this. My health is the number one importance. So I get that. I didn't get why it was pronounced in the media the way it was. Like the way Trayvon Diggs was talking to the media, it was as if he was having contract disputes. This man is already signed. He already got his contract, but he's just getting tossed around because he chose to do rehabilitation at a different facility other than the Cowboys. Why was it necessary to put that out in the media? That's the type of stuff that I don't like from Jerry Jones, you know, from the entire Jones, I was about to say crime family. Mm-mm-mm. But for real though, that's what I don't like. All this unnecessary drama in the media about these guys' contracts. Like this whole David Mulugeta stuff, all this stuff could be behind closed doors, but it just seems like he wants to fuel the fire. He wants to continue to put that gasoline on it to watch everything burn and to be the guy that comes with the damn fire extinguisher trying to put it out. That's what I don't like about Jerry Jones. And I know I had a lot of people telling me, yo, you should watch that documentary. I put the poll up, and people saying to watch the documentary kind of outweigh the ones that say don't watch the documentary. And I said I would watch it only if the ACF family said I should. And because y'all know I'm going to critique it. You know, especially like when he starts talking about recent stuff. And because I'm a fond believer, I'm like, the 90s Cowboys, you know, America's team, that's great. Documentary's great. You got about 50 of them. Great. Show me a documentary on the 30-year drought that the Dallas Cowboys are currently on. Show me a documentary as to why we are on said drought. I want to get informed like that. I think that would be all kinds of information. You know what I'm saying? But here we are. It's like, man, we can't make it to a Super Bowl. So here's the Super Bowl team, the 90s Cowboys. Remember those guys? Yeah, we remember those guys. We do. We cherish those guys. Hall of Famers, not all of them, even though they should be. We cherish that. But damn it, we want another one. And this whole take, and I've seen takes on the internet talking about be happy you got one. The Cleveland Browns, they ain't got none. The Buffalo Bills, they ain't got none. Figure it out. That's what I say. Figure it out. I want another one. You guys who don't have any, figure it out. That's not my problem. My problem is the Dallas Cowboys getting another championship. Sorry. So I don't think about like he said never apologize. Man, I had to. When I'm in the wrong, I got to. When I'm in the wrong, I got to. I was in the wrong on that part. I was in the wrong on that situation. But I hear Rowdy's looking for you. Oh, they gonna clown me now. Nah, I ain't gonna apologize to Rowdy. Nah, I ain't gonna apologize to Rowdy. I ain't accidentally put Rowdy out there and he wasn't supposed to be out there. I did that to that young man. So he deserved my apologies. Real talk. All right, Keith. Let's see. And Diggs had to go off to an outside doctor. That does make the training staff look a little off. Exactly. And that's why they mad. That's why they kind of dragging him through the mud a little bit. Cause this man, he out on the train, he out at training camp, working the ropes. Like, yo, he looking good. And then they tried to paint the narrative of when he ran down and did that little flip. They tried to paint the narrative like, oh, he injured himself on that flip. Look at him. Why? Let this man rehab. Why all the drama? Let him get back to the team. Don't you want him back to the team early? We have this conundrum at the cornerback position. Don't you want him back at that cornerback position so we don't have much of a conundrum? Because at that point, you got Trayvon Diggs, you got Deron Bland, and you got Kyer Elam. And I know Deron Bland don't want to slide into the slide. He don't want to play that nickel because I think like cornerbacks get paid more than the nickelback. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken. That's coming off the top. I haven't looked it up yet. I need to look that up. But if that is the case, that's when I would feel a Jerry Jones. Like if I was the owner, if I was a GM, that's where I would be like, listen, Blam, I know you don't want to slide into that nickel position, but we really need you there. And I know that you're worried about it being a contract year, but rest assured, we will be going to the draft to look for another corner and we'll slide you back out, but we will pay you the higher amount. We will pay you the outside corner amount. Don't worry about that. Just slide in for us. That's what a cool owner would do. But nah, Jerry's like, nah, dog, you played nickel, like you played nickel 10 games. You getting paid the nickel spot. Oh man, Jerry, come on. Come on, man. I tell you. And we were having this conversation about Jerry and Stephen Jones and about how Jerry has become more of the mascot, more of the face of everything, because I don't know if Stephen can handle that, can handle all the criticism. He tries to act like it's water off a duck's back, but he don't have the skin that Jerry Jones has. People been booing Jerry Jones ever since he bought the Dallas Cowboys. Ever since he fired Tom Landry, they've been booing him. So he's used to it. I only recently started booing Stephen Jones, but when he started coming out with this whole capology bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We just recently started doing that back about 10, 15 years, but recent in that aspect. But Angry, I'm listening in, but my Cubs packed up the Angels tonight. Hey, congratulations to your Cubs. Man, I try to get into baseball. I do. I try, but it doesn't draw me in. I don't know. It doesn't draw me in. basketball barely draws me in, and I believe that only draws me in because I played when I was younger. Like football season would happen, it would end, and then I'm like, well, what do I do after football season? Play basketball, stay in shape. Play baseball, stay in shape, and then back to football. But I really could never get into baseball just because I don't know. There's a lot of technical aspects that come with football in all positions, and I know baseball there is too, but like how much? Maybe I need to actually, like people say about NASCAR. I know it's left turns on the TV, but you just gotta be there. Maybe I just have to go to like a game because I'm the closest to the Boston Red Sox, so I would go to a Red Sox game. But maybe I just need to go to the game to get a higher appreciation of baseball. You know, but hey, Cubs. I was hoping that the Cubs won in what was it? It was 2015 because that would have like made the prophecy from Back to the Future correct. So I was rooting for the Cubs that year. I don't mind screaming A Smith when he's not being. Me neither. Me neither. And I know that's crazy. People think that's crazy for me to say, but I don't mind when Stephen A. Smith has a legitimate take. Not all that jumping and hooting and hollering and all that clown foolery. Not all that. But when he actually just sits and articulates himself and he talks to the people and not in a way where he seems over him, because I feel every time I watch First Take that it is Stephen A and his band of fools. And I'm not calling them fools, but Stephen A and Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5. So it's good to see him tone it down and him talk to people like he's on their level or they're on his level. The character for First Take is what irks the shit out of me. The character, the person that he tries to portray, because I just don't see that in him as a real, like as a real person. Like if you walk up to him on the street, he ain't gonna be hooting, hollering in your face and stuff like that. You a cockroach. He ain't gonna be doing that. But my thing is also, if you ain't gonna do that in real life, why do you do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you do it? Because you go on ESPN and portray as if this is you. This is how Cowboys fans know you. If this ain't the real you, then be the real you. You know what I'm saying? The real me had to come on here and apologize. That's the real me. You know what I'm saying? The real me will give you respect. It's up to you in order to mess that up. Off the rip. All right. Maffa's going to be a beast. Darian Maffa's going to be a beast if they let him, if they allow him to join this team. Because right now you have a conundrum with that type of running back. He's a bruiser back. You got a bruiser back. That's why you picked up Hunter Lipke. So what do? We just have two bruiser backs and Javonte Williams, who's going to be your starter. That's three. Are you choosing four? Are you running with four in your depth chart this year? So if you're running with four, that's Jadon Blue. That fourth one's Jadon Blue. So I like Maffa. I've told the story when I was down there with my brother in the hospital. The doctor was that he was a Clemson season ticket holder, and he saw my hat and he was like, "Y'all gonna have fun with Maffa. Like Maffa's a hard runner. Y'all gonna have fun with him." So I'm hoping like if Maffa joins this team, I know he has that ability, like his balance. his balance. Oh man, that run that he had got almost close to the goal line. I would have gave that to him. I was like, you deserve this, man. Let's run another one. But he muscled his way through it. Somebody said on X, like, look a little Zeke-ish, Zeke in his prime. I'm like, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. You already had Jadon Blue pinned as the next Tony Dorsett. Don't do that. Let's just see what these guys got, especially running behind that. Who said that? Who said? Somebody put me on to calling our offensive line the Great Wall of Tyler. Who put me on to that? I want to give them credit. Damn it, I don't want to get a wrong person credit, but somebody referred to our offensive line as the Great Wall of Tyler, and that couldn't be so close to the truth, man. That is the truth right there. That's 100. Like, our interior offensive line is going to be something that's going to be nightmares for opposing defenses. If only we could build out from that. Get two dogs. And, Tyler Guyton, he's working through that injury. He's working through rehabilitation, and hopefully he can progress to be that dog. You can't just give Tyler Guyton 1 year and say, we're done. We're done. Get rid of him. You can't do that. You rob the dude of key developing. So allow this man to develop in the position that you guys ask him to switch over to. Keep developing in that, and I hope to see that he progress and he gets, he becomes that dog on the left side. They picked up Lyle Collins, and Lyle Collins in the building, like, yeah, I'm here to protect Dak. I'm Dak Prescott's bodyguard. Like, nah, dude, things have changed. We got a new one, and he really needs to establish himself as that. But yeah, Maffa gonna be a beast behind this O line and behind the guidance of Connor Riley. I think Connor Riley and Clayton Adams, because they're in tandem with this offensive line, but schematically, they're going to open lanes for these running backs. It's up to their vision in order to pick the right one and get the right amount of yardage off of it. LT Ray it's a good thing Mozzie doesn't watch the Cowboys stuff. Bless. Yo, it is. And that is what I learned from this whole Alijah Clark thing, is that these players hear you. These players listen. Like, these players go on here and they see a short that sees me clowning them. What am I doing for that player, man? That's what I was really thinking of. What was I doing for that player? And Alijah Clark's, I was pretty much I can't use that. Accusing the wrong person. I was about to say fingering the wrong person, but no diddy. Accusing the wrong person. That could have hurt him, man. It's just all this stuff people are saying about Mozzie when he is going out there and he is trying his best to do what this current administration wants him to do. This current coaching staff wants him to do. Like, three separate defensive coordinators, and he is getting acclimated to each one of them. Like, give this man a chance. I know everybody ready to just get rid of him, get rid of him, get rid of Schoonmaker. Hey, Schoonmaker, you're going to have to show us something this year. You're going to have to show us something this year. You're going to have to jump off the page for us this year, bro. Hey, hey, NJ, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? Hopefully you're having a wonderful night. And hopefully you had a wonderful day. I ain't going to put it out there like that. Hey, John, absolutely. Absolutely. I want to see Agent Zero just wreak havoc on opposing offenses. When you'll have, I don't know if they're going to play Micah Parsons and Donovan Azaraku in the same package. I don't think they are. Let's see. I want to Marshawn Nealon and Micah Parsons, Donovan Ezeraku and Dante Fowler. Shoot, Donovan Ezeraku and Dante Fowler getting to the game. Ezeraku get more acclimated to that defensive end position, get more tools in his tool bag. I know that's so cliche, and a lot of people say that, but it's true. You need, and that's the only simple way of saying it. You need those tools in that tool bag. You need your pass rush tools, and he's gonna get those. He has a lot of good players like Micah Parsons. Even though he hasn't got his contract done, he's still talking to these defensive ends. He's still meeting with them. He's still at practice. He may not be hitting with them, but he's giving them tips. But after that, what? Slam Williams and Tyrus Wheat. Tyrus Wheat. I don't know. You got Peyton Turner behind you, and then you got James Houston. And everybody jumped. They was like, yo, James Houston showed out in that game against the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, he did. He did. He had, let's see. James Houston, where you at? I just had you, bro. Damn. 3 total tackles. 3 total tackles. 2 tackles. Damn, I'm having to scroll back and forth. All right, 3 total tackles, 2 tackles, 1 sack, and 2 tackles for loss. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. But with Tyrus Wheat, you also have a pretty good pass rusher. I mean, he had 3 total tackles, 1 solo tackle, so 2 assisted. But where he's worth his weight in gold is special teams. Tyrus Wheat is a special teams dude. Can James Houston be that? I don't know. I mean, I got to see what Tyrus Wheat actually does. But like people say, gunner, and I only know the gunners to be the 2 outside guys. But I like to see, like, can James Houston do something on special teams? Because if he can, then you might have a good bait and switch there. But if he can't participate in special teams, he ain't gonna make the team over Tyrus Wheat. And I know people want him to make the team, but yeah, if he can't perform on special teams, it ain't happening. But as far as Agent Zero, what I was saying was like seeing him on the field with a Marissa Leofow and with Micah and Osa and Mozzie, and Donovan Ezeraku or Marshawn Nealon, whoever they have with him. Like that front with those linebackers, that's a dope combination. I mean, and the thing is, the Koye Media pretty much broke down Mozzie Smith's tape, and it's not as egregious as people would have you believe. But could we have some help there? Yes, but right now, with what you got at the linebacker position, how they can actually shoot their gaps, like they showed you this past game, just off the scheme alone. And I know this isn't your first team, but the scheme alone is showing how they're shooting gaps, how they're being aggressive. Just imagine if that was your first team in there flying to the ball. Like, I get 2021 vibes. I've said it. And I've said it over and over and over, but I'm getting 2021 vibes. Yep. Takeaways, tackles for losses, sacks, fumbles. We turning the ball over. We might be the best team at turning the ball over. But we can't stop the run. And if the quarterback doesn't have to actually drop back and pass the ball, if he can just hand the ball off, then we're screwed. That's what I don't want. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't want. That's that roadblock coming up in the road, and we see it. We're like, yo, this is coming up. And Jerry's like, huh? What? What? Bow. And then we get hit with it, and it's like, shoot, what went wrong? Well, let me tell you what went wrong. You know, and I think with Trayvon Diggs, as far as him coming back, and they saying that he could possibly be back at week 1, that kind of don't your cornerback position still has an issue. You know, as far as depth is concerned, like your depth really has to get healthy and get back on the ball, but it's not as dire as it was. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to look at it like that. Like, damn, I gotta. It's a concession. Like, we should be great at the cornerback position, but I gotta settle. You know, and but I got a good feeling as far as like takeaways. Like I said, as far as flying to the ball, and I don't have too much faith in 3 and outs. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sitting over here trying to figure out how to say it. I don't have faith in 3 and outs. I don't have faith that the defense can go in there and continuously get offenses off the field without scoring points. And that's why Michael Irvin is saying, well, we're going to have to score 30, 35 points a game. And that's not what your offense should do. I mean, I remember people saying, you know, the best offense is a great defense. Well, how the hell are we going to do that? You know what I'm saying? So it's really down in Dallas, a great offense. I mean, a great defense is an even greater offense. Oh, man. I hope we get our shit together this year. I hope we come out week 1 and bust Philly in the mouth. I really do. And if it is an L, that is a tight L. You know what I'm saying? That is a close L. That both teams come out of that game wrecked. You know, because the Cowboys a couple years back, they had a knack for, if they lost to you, they beat you up. And then you lost the next few games. And we used to have that type of reputation. Let's see, Montana. Maffa got to show me. He got to show me he's the starter, and coaches got to show me they can outperform the front office and other teams. That's it. Like, the coaching staff and the players are going to have to show you that they can win in spite of. And that's what we have said. If you go back and you think about it, 2023, we said that. 2022. Was it 2020? Yeah, 2022, we said that. Like, I think 2021, it was like, damn it, we could have won that game. But those last two, 2022 and 2023, we got to win in spite of the front office. We went into 2024 thinking the same thing, and then Dak went down. It was like, shit, it's over. You know, it's over. Shoot for the draft pick. And then Micah say, no. Like the new leader, no, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to get ourselves out of this hole. And me, I'm like, yeah, try. Go down swinging. Like, forget that draft pick. We only gonna get an offensive line anyway. Shoot, but yeah, they gotta outperform everybody, and that's not how a functioning organization should be ran. And that's the issue that I have when people just say, well, you know what you get when you come be a Dallas Cowboy. Why though? Why? That's what it boils down to. Why is that you have to look forward to whenever you become a Dallas Cowboy? Because just because he does it doesn't make it right, doesn't make it good business. All it makes it is drama and another barrier in front of the people that you send out on the damn field to get you a Super Bowl, if that is the top priority. Is it the top priority? There's another question that we ask year in and year out. And people got the nerve to say, Jerry don't throw passes. All this stuff ain't really been even talked about a pass being thrown, and all this stuff affects the team. Yo, Ross, all the way from Hawaii. What's going on, man? What's going on with you? Yeah, I was when I was over in Hawaii, I was doing that all the time. I think they was getting tired of me. Like, yo, just put your fingers down, man. But I loved it over there when we went. Oh man, we made a pact. We're going back. And real talk, Ross, let me know this. I have heard stories where let's say you go to Hawaii, you vacation and everything, and you take some sand, that your life will be like when you go back to where you from, go back to Nebraska or whatever. Your life is shit because you stole that sand from Hawaii, and you got to go back and give it back. I heard that story while I was over there. Is that true? I ain't take no sand, by the way. I did buy a magnet that had sand in it, but I loved Hawaii, man. I did, and I went to the Big Island. I gotta go to Maui. That's bucket list. I got dreams. John, we need another monster, number 79, Sir Eric Williams. We need a lot. And that's the sad part. We need a lot. But then we're gonna get toward the end of the season. Let's say we make it to the playoffs. We get bumped in the playoffs. Like, we could have done it. But at the beginning of the season, we need. How does fans forget that? And that really bugged me in 2023 because I actually paid attention. Like, that's when I first made this channel, so I was really paying attention. And it was like the fans were complaining at the beginning of the year that the team needs this, the team needs this, the team needs this. We get into the season and we doing good and we coasting. Here we go. We doing all this stuff, rooting on the Dallas Cowboys and being happy. 12-5. And then we get smacked in the mouth by the Green Bay Packers and we wonder why. We need this. We need this. We need this. That's why I was like, somebody asked me, like, yo, how can you take the Green Bay Packers game so easy? It's like, because I knew what we were missing before the Green Bay Packers game. Like, honestly, the game that I made my channel off of, I made my channel before the Arizona Cardinals game when Trayvon Diggs got hurt in 23. During that Cardinals game, they smacked us in the run. And then, we went up to Buffalo and they smacked us around. Josh Allen didn't even have to throw that many passes. They just smacked us around in the run game. The book is out. The jig is up. People know how to beat us. And if they can run the ball well, which teams in the damn playoffs can run the ball well, it's going to be a hard day at work. And that Green Bay Packers game was a hard day at work. It was a hard day at work. And it was such, oh man, that thing splintered Cowboys Nation. I actually asked the question in a space. I'm like, so when will Cowboys Nation get over that Green Bay Packers loss? When will we get over that? Jared, I think Jared answered my question. Taking Sam back from Hawaii is like bringing back. Oh, yo, okay, it is bad. It's bad. All right. Thanks, Jared. I appreciate you. Man, what a vivid description. Hey, the real Darrell, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? Tony, what's up, man? Says Green Bay always been a thorn in our sides. Aaron Rodgers are the biggest. Well, you talking about Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers? Well, the saga continues because they kicked our ass in 23. But we play. Do we play them this year? This is a shame. I gotta see the schedule again. Dallas Cowboys schedule. Yep, 28th of September. Oh yeah, so we play the NFC North. Yep, we play the Bears. We play the Packers. Do we play the? Yep, we play the Vikings and we play the Lions. So we play the NFC North. AFC. I might go to that Jets game. I ain't gonna front because them tickets gonna be like $50. I might go to that game, but my wife and I was actually talking. Update you guys. We were talking about going to the game down in Dallas, November 3rd against the Arizona Cardinals. I know Kyler Murray's undefeated in the AT&T Stadium, and I don't know if I want to go to that game, but hey, it's actually her father's birthday, so we might go. We might take a trip down to Dallas. So if y'all in the Arlington area for the game and everything, y'all see your man. I'm gonna have the Angry Cowboys fan stuff on. Yeah, I ain't gonna be hard to miss. But if you see me, please talk to me. I swear to God, I'll talk back. Please, we family. Let's see. I go back to the loss on the road at Indianapolis, the playoff loss to the Rams, and the home loss to Denver. All of those games, Cowboys got gassed in the run game. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's like the Bible, man. That's like it's the Dallas Cowboys Bible on how to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Dummies, how to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Run on them. That's all you do. Run on them. Run successfully, and they can't stop it. Do they go into an offseason? I'm just curious. I mean, I'm asking for a friend here, I guess. Do they go into the offseason like, we got to stop the run? That's been a thorn in our side for a decade. We got to stop the run. Do they do that? I'm curious because it just seems like, all right, how can we get this offense better? We're gonna get this offense better so we can get clicking and we can get these balls thrown down the field. Dak Prescott can do it. He gets $60 million, so he better do it. It just seems like the offense gets the attention, and yeah, defense gets some players. Yeah, y'all get some players. Yeah, here you can get a couple draft picks and stuff. But it really seems like the offense is seeming to be getting decked out while the defense is getting hand-me-downs, and I don't understand that unless they want us to be an offensive-driven team, even though defenses win championships. There is a conundrum. There is a quagmire in the philosophy. And until he gives permission for the person to actually establish the culture who is supposed to establish the culture, we're going to have problems in Dallas. I'm going to keep it a buck. We're going to have problems. Jera, damn it. We're going to have problems, bro. You got to help us out. Aaron Jones. Yep. Aaron. Oh, yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I said Brett Favre. You're like, no, dude. Aaron Jones. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, Aaron Jones. Thorn in our side. Thorn in our side. Knew it. Coming down there. Oh, they got hybrid safeties as linebackers. We about to run on them. And Jordan Love told them too. Told us like, yeah, this is what we thought when we were coming into the game. Like your guys' are safety. I mean, your guys' linebackers are undersized, so let's just run it on you. And they succeeded. Who did they succeed? But you figure people would learn from their mistakes. You would learn from the mistakes that they made, but it seems like the Cowboys don't. Or the talent scout or the GM don't. We need to stop the run, Jerry. And you need to get people. I'd like to get that dude from Tampa Bay. That big dude that ain't played in the game because he got to run around the field. I'd get him. Like, all right, bro. As soon as you hit this weight, we just want to stick you in the middle. They're gonna try and push you, dig your big ass into the ground, and they ain't gonna be able to push you. And we need a trash can out there. And dude, you are a trash can. You are a dumpster out there. Excuse me. Aaron Jones has the biggest rushing game against Dallas. Yeah, that Green Bay game that scarred us, man. That's why I asked when are we gonna get over it? When can we get over it? But that scarred us deep. It did. Like, people was looking toward the NFC Championship game. People were looking for the easiest route. And when you have to be like, we need to have some skill, we need to have some technique, we need to have some luck, we need to have a few calls go our way. Once you add those two things, the luck and the calls go your way, the game is out of your hands. And you can't look to go to a Super Bowl with the luck and yeah, it happens. But once again, it's the exception and not the rule. You ain't catching teams year in and year out just falling into a wild card seat and running the gambit and winning the Super Bowl. You're not seeing that. You saw it with the New York Giants. Yeah. Exception, not the rule. You know what I'm saying? I'll be going off on tangents. The Eagles have starters and that are, yeah. This is a winnable game. It is a winnable game. That's why I was pounding on the table for our starters to start in this last preseason game. Get the Bugs out against the lowly Atlanta Falcons, their third string. I mean, Milton was cooking them. Like, go out there and just get wrecked. Like, go out there and get practice. This is a scrimmage. We could have got some of the Bugs out. We could have went into Philly already on the same wavelength. But no, we got to go work out our Bugs at Lincoln Financial Field. We got to go work out our Bugs against the defending Super Bowl champions. Granted, like you said, Jared, they are missing a few of their starters. A.J. Brown is having issues having injury issues. But if we all know A.J. Brown, he going to do his best to get out there. Like, didn't he have some ailment where he could barely breathe, but he made sure he got out there and played against the Dallas Cowboys? Like, it's going to take a lot to keep him off the field playing, but that's another thing. It's like, we got to bank on them. We got to bank on them having starters out in order to beat them. Then we ain't ready. If that's the case, I want to be able to go in there like, yo, this is a winnable game because we got dogs. This is a winnable game because we have an organization that is built on aggression, that we could go toe-to-toe with their defensive front. We can go toe-to-toe with their trenches on both sides of the ball. But we got to hope that starters are out of the game. Teams that hope that way don't end up winning championships. Point blank, period. Jared, I think it's cool you in here, though. Man, it cracks me up every time I see that profile picture. But every coach got hired, didn't stop the run, just put a Band-Aid on it, but never stopped the bleeding. Yeah. Fix a flat only works so long until you got a flat tire again. Like, you gotta buy a brand new tire in order to get your car to go. We need Mozzie to get that brand new set of tires. We need him to be that brand new set of tires. Like, and there's time, it takes time to develop. It takes time to develop. But at the same time, if I'm the GM, I'm like, all right, year 3, we're going to be drafting a DT next year. Yep. We're going to be drafting a DT. We're going to be looking in free agency for a one tech. He can have a little bit of flexibility. He can go out, a little flexibility, but majority you're a one tech. If Mozzie don't want that to happen, man, he gonna make a leap. Is this year's his 3rd year, if I'm not mistaken? This year's his 3rd year, so yeah, man. Usually year 3, that's when they get their their little shiftiness, their little tools. Let's just give Mozzie a little bit. A little bit. He ain't the make or break of this team. So give him a shot. Give him a shot. Okay. And look how many years the Cowboys went being cheap at the safety position. Jeff Heath, JJ Wilcox, and special teams guys were starting at safety. And then, we ended up getting Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson, that tandem. And for a second, it felt like, okay, all right, we safe here. But Donovan Wilson started getting cooked and, started getting tossed in blenders. And it was like, damn, your coverage is kind of suspect. Then you got people in the depth that haven't gotten that shot that you're just really curious about. Like, damn, I wonder how Wanye would be at the safety position. Put Ye in that safety position. That man love to hit. He want to hit. He want to be physical. That's what Brian Schottenheimer's talking about. Put him in that position. But like Hooker, he be throwing hits too. Hooker be throwing hits. I tell you, man, you look at Donovan Wilson's team picture, he look like he'll rob you. For real. Like, they look like goons, man. And they just need to bring that goon mentality out on the field. I like the tandem of Hooker and Wilson, but it's kind of like a lot of Cowboys Nation feels like it's falling off. Brandon Aubrey's nickname should be Mistletoe. Hey, Brandon Mistletoe Aubrey. Shoot, kiss the toe, the mistletoe. I like it. Yeah, bro. When they was lining up, I was like, they're gonna make this man kick 64 yards. Hey, it's preseason. What better time to let's see it? Let's see it. And I was actually recording the game, and as I was watching the game, I was recording myself in the game. I might put that up. But it shocked me. Oh yeah, and somebody got popped in the game too. A couple people got popped, and I'm gonna make a video about it. I'm gonna make it short, but I ain't gonna say no names. But they got popped. My God, like, damn. I mean, okay, I'm gonna try and describe it without saying the name. I believe it was a punt return, and the punt returner caught the ball. And he got up the sidelines good. He was getting up the sideline a little bit. He went to lower his shoulder, and he bounced right off the defender. Like, the defender lowered his shoulder. Bah! It was like two rams. Cram, It was like two rams, and one just boop, fell off. I ain't gonna say your name, but I will show the hit. Damn it. I will show the hit. And it's all in fun, It's all in fun. It's whatever. I mean, if a GM is looking at the Angry Cowboys Fan video and seeing that you got run over and not checking the tape to see that you got run over, so I'm sending this to you. Keith, McCarthy was the same no matter what game we were in. No emotion, same stuff, different day, attitude. Shoddy will be better. I hope so. I just hope that it's not all lip service. It's not all like, hey, guys, get to like me. I'm your new coach. I hope it's not that. Like, I seen a spark this past game, and it's not because we got the W. We could have lost that. Like, we could have lost that game, but I still seen the mechanics from the offense. I still saw the formation and the stunting from the defense. I saw the aggression. I saw them filling the gaps, shooting the gaps, tackles for losses. I saw all that stuff, and it's like, we can do this. And it gave me a little bit of confidence. Like, we can do this, especially with our first team in the game. We can do this. I I haven't fully drank in the. I mean, I fucking forget it. I've drank the Kool-Aid. Shotty gonna do the damn thing, and I hope that Shotty is able to get a Super Bowl within his tenure as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. It doesn't have to be this year, even though I would love for it to be this year. It doesn't have to be this year. I'm a realistic person. 4 years into your tenure, I remember talking to my brother about this before he passed, and I was like, Shotty's here for 4 years. If he made it, to the wild card round his first year, got eliminated, made it to the divisional round his second year, got eliminated, NFC Championship third year, Super Bowl, and then won a Super Bowl, like, NFC East record is like, okay, you lose the year before, you're gonna come back, you might make some noise, So if he can win a Super Bowl within his 4 years, his tenure is a success, and he gets extended as the head coach. I don't know all this talk about Jason Witten and stuff like that. The tinfoil hat theory that people got, like Jason Witten gonna be coaching the Cowboys. I don't know about all that. All I know is, if Brian Schottenheimer can win this team a Super Bowl championship under the situation that Jerry in the front office puts him through, man deserves an extension. Micah Parsons should have brought back us. Yo, Micah was doing everything in his power to move that sumo wrestler. And that dude was just, he was just standing there like, yeah. Bro over there struggling and shit, trying to push him, and the sumo wrestler's just like, yep. Nope, you ain't gonna move me, dog. You get like 3 sumo wrestlers, like, yo, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna come over, you're gonna play some football, we're gonna have you right there. Bam. We need you right there. Don't let nobody push you. But the thing is, they gotta move laterally and stuff too. They can't just be standing there like bumps on a log. But yeah, Micah was having issues with that sumo wrestler. Our next international player has to be a sumo wrestler from Japan. McCarthy was so predictable. Maybe now there will be some suspense. I think Cowboys Nation had they had a big dose of suspense during this preseason with how vanilla the offense was. People were like pulling their hair out, trying to say, like, well, this ain't gonna be the offense for the regular season. This is some bum ass shit. This is not the offense. Oh man. So the suspense might make people lose their mind, but I see Shotty using the lineman, making him an eligible receiver on a 2-point conversion or something like that. I see those things. I see the end arounds and not just the jet sweeps. I see Shotty dialing those in because incorporating the motion is going to be more than just window dressing in this offense. And that, I believe with Mike McCarthy, that's what it was. It was just window dressing. Okay, yeah, we know that if you send this guy in motion and that guy goes with him, then you're in man coverage. No, that was pretty much the gist of it. Like, there's reasons for motion, numbers advantage on the other side. Like, Mike McCarthy, what are you doing? But yeah, hopefully Shotty can really dial up some really good plays. Like this last game against the Falcons, His play calling was okay. His play calling was pretty good. It got him up and down the field. It did. Winning the Falcon game gives the team a boost of energy and happiness. Yep. They should give the team confidence to beat the Eagles. I don't know if it's going to give them confidence that they can beat the Eagles. I mean, the Falcons and the Eagles are like, but see, I don't know this yet. We don't know this yet, but judging from last year and the people that they were able to keep, they're light years apart. But it does give you that confidence, like, yo, this can work. This scheme can work. It gives Milton was dripping with no Diddy, but he was dripping with swag on the field. Like when he threw that touchdown pass to Jalen Brooks, that man had all the swagger. You seen him pimping to the sidelines, like, oh, look at this dude. Look at this dude. That's the good thing. And sometimes it takes a tomato can, sometimes it takes a trash can, a bad team to get a little bit of that confidence back. The first two preseason games, he was really questioning, like, I don't know what it is, man. I don't throw the ball that hard. Yeah, you do. But but he was working through his stuff, and it really shined in this third preseason game. And now the only thing that you need to do is build on that. No regression. We don't have time or place for regression. Just continue to build on it. And I think he'll be fine. What they need to do throughout the season, if the Cowboys are going to be that type of team that's going to be dropping 40 burgers on people, or even if like we get to the fourth quarter and we're up by 2 touchdowns or something, it ain't even got to be a 40 burger. Joe Milton needs to get that time. Like Trey Lance needed to get that time when he was here, but no, they gave it to Cooper Rush. Joe Milton needs that time. He needs that live action against the first team so he can sharpen his skills. Iron sharpens iron, so he can be a good backup quarterback. I'm not saying he's here to take Dak Prescott's job or anything, but hey, let's get some real competition going in all positions. Drew, what's going on with you? What's up, Angry? What starters are going to be out? Landon Dickerson? Nope, he's playing. Oh, okay. Word. Good deal. So Dickerson is playing. He is not injured, which is always a good thing. We don't want to see nobody injured over here. I mean, I know people cheer when our players get injured, but that ain't how we do it here. Fix a flat is trash. I don't use it. I was just trying to use it as an example. And Dak has a decent track record against the Beagles. I hope. I mean, it would be the dream scenario to go into Lincoln Financial Field and ruin their banner raising ceremony. But I will say that the Lions thought that it would have been this great idea to be able to ruin Jimmy Johnson's Ring of Honor induction with the Dallas Cowboys loss, and that didn't happen. But also, if the Cowboys fall to the Eagles, it is not the end of the world, because I look back to how we fell to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then we met them in the playoffs and whooped them when it mattered. So don't get stressed out if the game doesn't go our way first game of the season. Don't get stressed out. Oh, the season's over. No. You got to be patient. Enjoy football. Enjoy the Dallas Cowboys as a football team. I know it's hard to take your mind off of the prize, take your mind off of the Super Bowl, but in week 1 we ain't there yet. So enjoy football. Enjoy your Cowboys. Enjoy Dak Prescott while you still got him. Slime is better. Ugh, what? Best of the product called Flat Out Beats. Okay, Beats Fix It Flat. Oh, slime is. Oh, okay. All right. Word. Y'all talking. Y'all in the comments. This is why I love this. This is why I love this. We in the comments talking about how to fix a flat tire. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. A flat tire is only flat on the bottom. I think it's time. I think it's time to get off here. People overtired. Shoot. And trade for Jeffrey Simmons, but instead Jerry's going to trade for Tony Simmons. Yeah, word. Word. Tony, you better get out there and do something. You better get out there and stop the run, damn it. Drew says, question of Deron Bland. Who's going to cover AJ, Smitty, Dotson? Was that Mechie? And Goddard. And Dallas can't stop the run. Dallas couldn't stop the run last year and did a pretty good job against the Philadelphia Eagles the first game. And y'all kind of ran on us the second game, but the first game we did pretty good. And the fact that, this is week 1 and everybody is pretty much their health bar and their stamina bar and everything's at 100. So you might get a little bit more pushback than you think. And also, with your question, who's going to guard our dudes? Who's going to guard CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jalen Tolbert, Kevontae Turpin? We may not have the run like you guys have, but, we got wide receivers, damn it. And we got a quarterback. We got a natural pocket passer. I love you, Drew. All right. We were a soft defense under Mike McCarthy, but now I think we have a very physical defense with some dogs on it that will be violent. Yeah. I think things get better with time. Like there's going to be a natural learning curve under Matt Eberflus. Like there's that edge of continuity when it comes to Brian Schottenheimer. So the offense is in a better position to get the offensive scheme down quicker than the defense will be able to get the defensive scheme down. It's going to be kind of like last year, how people, how the defense was really trying to get acclimated to Mike Zimmer's defense. Yeah. I always think it. Anyway, but as far as like physicality, like I said, this Atlanta Falcons game, it showed me where I questioned the physicality of the team. The first 2 games, I had no question about physicality in this game. Those boys brought it and didn't let up on the physicality. And don't get it twisted, fourth quarter, you could visibly see that people were gassed, that the tank was on empty. You could visibly see it. Like they started gashing us up the middle because defense was gashed. And that's why I feel it's super important. Like we need a running back that can house call 40 yards. Why? To put our defense back out on the field? Nah. Nah. I want an offense that could just chew up the time of possession to give our defense time to chill and to, drink some Gatorade. Some might need to drink some milk, but drink some Gatorade and get back into the game. Let me see. ACF, every defender get run over. It's a part of the game. If you know, you know. Yeah, every defender gets ran over. Yeah, it's part of the game. But there's a difference between getting ran over and there's a difference between getting popped. And there's some people that got piggity popped. Boy, shit. It's almost 12:30 over here, y'all. It's almost 12:30. Hey, tomorrow, listen, I'm gonna have to go live. We're gonna have to go live so we can talk more about our Dallas Cowboys going into the future, going into the 2025 regular season. We're gonna talk about the roster projection as well. I got my old roster projection. I'll see if it still fits with everything that happened in the preseason and training camp. But hey, we're gonna see. But yeah, I hope y'all will join me. I hope y'all be here for that live. Like I said, it's almost 12:30. I am tired as a mofo after DJing that party. Man, it was a lot of Garth Brooks and Dunn, honky tonk donkey donks and stuff. But y'all make sure if you're not subscribed, and I'm pretty sure all y'all that's chilling in this live is subscribed. But if you're not, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, share the content so we can get out into the algorithm because YouTube be hoeing us. But anyway, this is your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for understanding that I'm only human. I'm only human. I will get it wrong sometimes, but it takes a man to admit that when he gets it wrong in order to make it right. All right, y'all. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Y'all have a great night, and we will see y'all tomorrow.